Okay, so the bottom of Kaf Zayin Amud Aleph, we left off by saying that Rav Yirmiyah was praying behind Rav. So the Gemara asks, Heichi Avid Hachi, how was Rav Yirmiyah able to pray behind Rav? Veha Amar Rabbi Huda Amar Rav. Rabbi Huda said in the name of Rav, Le'olam al yitpalel Adam. Really, a person should never pray. Let me just fast forward to the next page. A person should never pray lo keneged Rabbo, not next to his rabbi, velo achorei Rabbo, and not behind his rabbi. Why can't he pray keneged Rabbo? Rashi says etzel Rabbo, next to his rabbi, umarek keilu hem shavim, because it shows that he is equal to him. Why can't he pray achorei Rabbo? Rashi says nami yuhrahu. It shows that it displays a sign of haughtiness or ego, that he feels that he can pray really, really close to his rabbi, albeit it's right behind him. Tosfot disagrees with this, and he quotes his grandfather Rashi, and says, no, Rashi says Mishum Yuhra. Tosfot says that's not the reason. It shows that he's bowing down to his rabbi. So Rashi says the problem with praying behind his rabbi, it shows that he has an ego, that he wants that he's a big shot and he can pray behind his rabbi. Tosfot says it looks like he's bowing down to his rabbi. Nevertheless, how is he able to do this? How was Rav Yirmiyah able to pray behind Rav, which is his rabbi, based on this statement, which was said by Rav himself? The Tanya, not only that, we have a Braita, Rabbi Eliezer Omer, Amit Palel Achorei Rabbo, if someone prays behind his rabbi, or Ve'anoten Shalom Rabbo, someone greets his rabbi like he would greet his friend, Ve'amachzir Shalom Rabbo, or someone returns a greeting to his rabbi the same way he would return a greeting to his friend, Ve'acholek al Yeshivato Shel Rabbo, or someone opens a yeshiva without permission from his rabbi, Ve'haomer davar shelo shama mipi Rabbo, or if someone quotes a saying or halacha not in the name of his rabbi, Gorem la Shekhinah shetisalek miYisrael, will cause that the Shekhinah be removed from Israel. So this Braita clearly states that if someone prays behind his rabbi, he's causing the Shekhinah to be removed. So again, how was Rav Yirmiyah able to pray behind his rabbi? Gemara answers, Shani Rabbi Yirmiyah. Rav Yirmiyah is different. The Talmid Chaver Hava. He was actually his friend. He was a colleague of Rav, and that's why he was able to stand behind him. He wasn't really his student. Talmid Chaver. How do we know that? How does the Gemara prove that he was his friend? V'hainu dekamar le Rav Yirmiyah bar Abba le Rav, because when Rav Yirmiyah bar Abba asked Rav, he said, Mi badalta, did you stop working now that you prayed Arvit of Shabbat? He used the word you. Amar le, what did Rav answer him? Amar le in badil, yes, I stopped. And the Gemara notes, Velo amar mi badil mar. He didn't word the question, did the master stop praying or did the rabbi stop praying? He said you. You is the form of friendship in first person. Normally when you refer to a rabbi, you talk in third person. Did the master, did the rabbi? Here he's saying, did you stop praying? Did you stop working when you prayed Arbit of Shabbat? So from here we know that they were friends. Says the Gemara, Mi Badil, is it true that he actually did stop working? Did Rav really stop working when he prayed Arvit of Shabbat early? Ve'amar Rabbi Avin Pamachat, one day, he palalti Rabbi Shel Shabbat Erev Shabbat. Rabbi prayed the Friday night prayer on Shabbat while it was still day. On Erev Shabbat while it was still day. V'nichnas lamerchatz. And he went into the bathhouse. Then, ve'yatza, he came out, ve'shana la pirki. Ve'adayin lo chashecha, he came back out and started teaching us Torah. It still wasn't dark yet. How was he able to go into the bathhouse if he already prayed Arvit of Shabbat? So, or more than that, if he went to the bathhouse, why would he tell Rav Yirmiyah that he stopped working when clearly he didn't stop working, because you're not allowed to go into a bathhouse on Shabbat? So he did melacha. Rava answers, he went in to sweat, and sweating at that time was allowed. The kodim gzera, and it was before the gzera was made, before the decree was made that a person isn't allowed to go into sweat, because we're worried that maybe he's going to go and take a bath. And therefore, Rav was allowed to go into the bathhouse because he only went into sweat. But really, the rest of Melacha, he did stop working as he told Rav Yirmiyah. Gemara says, Eini, is it true? Is it true that you have to stop working? Veha Abaye shara le Rav Dimi bar Levi b'kaburei saleh. Abaye allowed Rav Dimi bar Levi to fumigate his baskets, even though Rav Dimi Bar Levi already prayed Arvit. So why is it that Rav, we learned from Rav that you have to stop working, while Abaye told Rav Dimi, no, it's okay, you can continue working, even though you prayed Arvit already, you can continue working. Big difference. The answer is Hahu Ta'uta Havai. It was a difference because Rav Dimi Bar Levi made a mistake when he prayed. How does it mean made a mistake? So we learn in Rashi that really it was a cloudy day. If you look at Rashi, Lo kibel alav tosefet Shabbat. He didn't accept himself the tosefet Shabbat mishat tefillah midat with his proper knowledge, meaning he made a mistake. It was a very cloudy day. He thought it was dark. When he came out after he finished praying, he saw that the sun was out. So he thought it was dark. He thought Shabbat was about to start. So therefore he ran to pray, but he didn't have intent to pray. So he prayed by mistake. So when he went to Abaye told him, it's okay, you prayed by mistake. You can continue working and fumigating your baskets, which would normally not be allowed to be done Shabbat. But because you prayed by accident, it's okay, you can continue doing it. So I'm going to ask you obvious questions. So because he made a mistake, that's it. It's like you didn't accept Shabbat. You just throw out your whole prayer and then you can continue doing whatever you want. Avidan once said, one day, nitkashru shamayim be'avim. The clouds became very dark, filled with clouds. Kisvurim ha'am lomar chashechahu. And the people thought this was talking about Saturday night, Saturday evening. So Shabbat was about to end. And the people thought, it's getting dark, so we have to go pray Arbit of Motzei Shabbat, because Shabbat's ending, because it was filled with clouds. And they went into shul and they prayed the Saturday night prayer on Shabbat itself. What happened? They finished the prayer, they went outside, v'nitpazru ha'avim. The clouds, that's it, they spread out, meaning the sun came out. Here comes the sun, and therefore it's not cloudy anymore. They realize, oh my gosh, we just prayed Arvit of Motzei Shabbat, and it's still daytime. So they didn't know what to do. Ubao v'shalu et Rebbe. They wanted to ask Rebbe, does our prayer count? Is it okay? Do we have to pray again because it's still Shabbat, and we prayed of Motzei Shabbat, we prayed Arvit of Motzei Shabbat? My Rebbe said, since you already prayed, your prayer is good, you don't have to pray again. This leads us to the question, how is it possible? We see over here that if you make a mistake, your prayer still counts. So why is it that Abaye told Rav Dimi that his prayer didn't count, and therefore he would have to pray again if to accept Shabbat? Where here we see in the case of the shul, where Rebbe told the people, no, it's okay, your prayer is fine. The Gemara answers, Shani Tzibur. A Tzibur is different than Lo Matrichinanhu. We don't want to bother them. It's very bothersome for these people to come back to shul. They're already back home. It will be too much of a bothersome for them to go out and come back to shul to do it again. But normally, your prayer, if you pray by mistake, you're right, your prayer doesn't count. Unless you willingly accept Shabbat, okay, then your prayer, like Rab did in the beginning, so then your prayer counts and you can take Shabbat early. But if you do it by accident, because for whatever reason it was cloudy outside, and you thought it was Shabbat, but really wasn't, your prayer doesn't count, and you can continue doing work and accept Shabbat later when you really pray with intent to accept Shabbat. Amalei Rav Chia bar Avin said, Rav Tzali shel Shabbat be'erev Shabbat. Rav prayed the Friday night prayer on Friday while it was still day. Rav Yoshia matzli shel Motzei Shabbat beShabbat. Rav Yoshia prayed the Saturday night prayer while it was still day on Shabbat. So same idea, but two different times. One was the Friday night prayer on Friday. The other one was the Saturday night prayer on Saturday. Rav Tzali shel Shabbat be'erev Shabbat. Now that Rav prayed the Friday night prayer on Friday while it was still day, he asked a question: Omer kedusha ala kos or eno omer kedusha ala kos? Does he say kiddush on a cup or does he not say kiddush on a cup? Meaning, do we say that he has to say kiddush on a cup because he already accepted Shabbat in his tefillah? Or do we say en omer kedusha ala kos? He doesn't say the kiddush on a cup because it's not dark yet, so he needs to wait till Shabbat actually starts. Tashma, come in here. D'amar Rav Nachman bar Shmuel, mitpalel adam shel Shabbat be'erev Shabbat. A person is allowed to pray the tefillah of Shabbat Arvit while it's still day on Friday, ve'omer kedusha ala kos, and he can say kiddush. He is allowed to say kiddush on a cup, even though it's still not dark. And the halacha is like him. And that's what we do nowadays, right? In the summertime, we pray tefillah early, we pray arbit early, we take in Shabbat early, and we come home, even though it's still light outside, and we say Kiddush. Rabbi Yoshia Matzi Shemotzei Shabbat B'Shabbat. We said that Rabbi Yoshia prayed the tefillah of Motzei Shabbat while it was Shabbat. So we asked a question: Omer Havdalah ala kos, or no Omer Havdalah ala kos? Can he say Havdalah on a cup, or can he not say Havdalah on a cup? So what's the reason behind each one? Well, maybe we could say Havdalah on a cup. Why? Because he already prayed Arbit of Motzei Shabbat. So therefore, even though it's not dark yet, but he prayed Arbit, so he can say Havdalah on a cup. Or maybe, Eno Omer Havdalah because you cannot say Havdalah on a cup. Why? Because Shabbat's not over yet. It's still light outside, so you wouldn't be allowed to say it. So what's the answer? Tashma, come in here. De'amar Rabbi Yehuda Amar Shmuel, mitpalel adam shemotzei Shabbat beShabbat. A person is allowed to pray the Motzei Shabbat prayer of Arbit while it's still Shabbat. Ve'omer Havdalah ala kos, and yet still say Havdalah on a cup. And we explained this is referring to a case where a person has to do a mitzvah right after Shabbat ends. So he does Havdalah at his house, okay, and then he walks right to the border of the edge of the city where he's allowed to walk to right when Shabbat ends. He then does the mitzvah. This would be the only situation where you would be allowed to say Havdalah early. But no matter what, you wouldn't be allowed to say Borei Meorei Ha'esh or do any melacha because that would be forbidden because Shabbat's not over yet. Amar Rav Zera, Amar Rav Asi, Amar Rabbi Elazar, Amar Rabbi Chanina, Amar Rav. Rav Zera said in the name of Rav Asi, who said in the name of Rabbi Elazar, who said in the name of Rav Chanina, who said in the name of Rav. From here we learn a very important law that you should always mention the name of something you should always mention the name of where you heard something from. It brings redemption to the world. So even though Rabbi Zera is saying it, right, and he could have just said, I heard it from Rav, it came from Rav, he does mention every single rabbi. The Gemara makes a point to mention every single rabbi. What did they say? Betzad amud zeh, next to this pillar, hitpalel Rabbi Shmuel bar Rabbi Yossi shel Shabbat b'erev Shabbat. Rabbi Shmuel, the son of Rabbi Yossi, prayed the Friday night prayer on Friday. Kiyata Ula, when Ula heard this, he came in, Amar, and he said, Betzad tamra hava. It wasn't next to a pillar, it was next to the tamra, which is the palm tree. Below betzad amud, not next to the pillar. Below Rabbi Shmuel bar Rabbi Yossi, it wasn't Rabbi Shmuel, the son of Rabbi Yossi, Ela Rabbi Elazar bar Rabbi Yossi. It was Rabbi Elazar, the son of Yossi. Below shel Shabbat, b'erev Shabbat hava. It wasn't the Friday night prayer on Friday during the day, Ela shel Motzei Shabbat b'Shabbat hava. It was a Saturday night prayer on Saturday during the day. To which we ask the question, who cares? What's the difference if it was next to a pillar, if it was next to a palm tree, or if it was this son of Rabbi Yossi or this son of Rabbi Yossi? And we learned a valuable lesson here that whenever we're repeating an information or we're saying factual information, our facts need to be correct. And the Gemara, I think, wants to send us a message that whatever we say, all facts should be true, even if they're irrelevant. Our facts need to be true because we need to aim for truth. And I think that's a very important lesson we need to learn. All right? Good luck.